Here we are in July of 2011, almost 2 years after I did the original Ghost Town Malls, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. And as you can see, here's the latest casualty. Say goodbye to Borders Books, bankrupt. Let's take a look around and see what else we see in this center, which we did not visit before, although it's in the same area, Alma School Road, just north of the Superstition Freeway. Here's what it says on the front door of Borders Books. Thank you for everything. We are now closed. Perhaps I forgot to mention, we are in Mesa, Arizona, by the way. And just for reference, for those of you that saw the original Ghost Town Malls, there's the monolithic Bank of America. As you can see, we're in the same complex here. Complex that was, I guess it's still called Mesa Fiesta. And it was populated and inhabited the last time we did Ghost Town Malls. It's a Staples store. Maybe you can or cannot make out the sign. Empty. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but it actually is kind of spooky. Look familiar? It's the same place. It's where we started Ghost Town Malls, and as you can see, nothing has changed. I believe this was called Fiesta Village. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Here in West Mesa. And it hasn't changed a bit. Sort of like a carcass. Sort of drying out, bones bleaching in the sun. Little bit of deja vu all over again. There's Bank of America, sort of the monolithic view that we had. And as you can see, the restaurant, what was it called? Houston's? Whatever it was called, it hasn't changed either. Nothing's getting better. Question is, how much are things getting worse? Okay, here we are a little further to the east. Stapley Boulevard, south of the 60. Got a lonely security guard driving through the frame. This complex was built in about 2004. You can see how it's looking now. I don't know the name of this little shopping center. Didn't see a sign. See, there's vacancies around here though too. Same center. I just thought I'd show you Macaroni Grill. Gosh, 2 years ago. We're talking about 2009. Just about back when we were making the first original installment of Ghost Town Malls. This was a happening restaurant at the time. Here we are back in Dana Point, which is technically Mesa, but right on the verge of Gilbert, a more upscale community. We were here last time. And you can see that the prime spot on the corner, right next to Barnes & Noble, right just one building, or actually one store down from AJ's Fine Food. It's still vacant also. AJ's right down there. Okay, a quick revisit to Kiowa Village at Superstition Springs. You can see this is the north half of the center, if you want to call it a center. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the slots appear to have stores in them, and 4 do not. You can take a look and you can see 3 vacant ones down there. We do have a martial arts studio, more vacancies, more vacancies, more vacancies, and something called China City Super Buffet. The southern half of Kiowa Village at Superstition Springs looks a little more bleak. There's a Bricks Sports Grill, which is apparently still open. Then, next to it, we have a vacant building. We have Wood Creations Furniture, which is also vacant. We have Spy Headquarters, which is also vacant. Interestingly enough, Spy Headquarters was one of the stores that was over there in the truly desolate Fiesta Village area. They moved out east to Superstition Springs, and now that store is empty too. Platinum Nails, empty, vacant. Laguna something or other, vacant. Fantastic Sam's, Cuts, vacant. Interestingly enough, There's an Arizona Experience Realty, a real estate office, which is still open, probably renting it pretty cheap. And then there's a bagel coffee shop, which is also. Finally, let's just close it up. Back once again at the huge abandoned Costco store. Down a block or 2 blocks to the east. Looks like the highest and best use of this storefront right now is this little flat skating area for some skate rats. A lot of empty space here. I don't think this commercial stuff is ever coming back, so we got to put on our thinking hats. What are we going to do with it? What do you think? Personally, I kind of like the idea of taking some of these great big commercial buildings, particularly like this Costco, and dividing them up and making them into tiny little residential areas. Obviously, it's already air conditioned. You need to partition it up a lot, put in a lot more plumbing, but sell them as like little 1-bedroom studios for a very reasonable price. Goodness knows there's plenty of parking for them. You can put a lot of people in there, and you could price those at the price that real estate is going to be very soon, which is quite low. Tell you what, it's a lot better than sleeping in your car in the summertime, and it's a lot better than living on the street. Okay, we're revisiting the fairways at Superstition Springs. This is a commercial center, office buildings that we were in the original Ghost Town malls. As you can see, there's a sign there with vacancies. This building, fairly large building, appears to be about 50% full. I'm just giving you a better look at that still vacant First American building. Here's one bit of good news. Right down there in the original Ghost Town malls, those places were vacant, and now it looks like there's a Huff's Law Offices in one, and something called Hawaiian Vacation Condos in the other. So, woohoo, good news. Here's one place where vacancies have been filled. The fairways at Superstition Springs actually does look a little more filled up. I'd say that we still get a pretty high vacancy factor here, but more filled up than it was 2 years ago. So at least in this one spot, we have good news. Okay, I must confess I'm pleasantly surprised by what I find here. This is Santan Village. It's off the 202 freeway at, God, I'm forgetting what street it is. But it's down here in what most people would call drive till you qualify country, where the housing boom went. Oh, in its last phases, when things were really expensive and you couldn't buy anything for reasonable pricing close. Anyhow, Santan Village is really impressive. Almost reminds me of Kierland Center, which is in Scottsdale. And my gosh, there's very few vacancies here, and there's lots of upscale stores. We'll come back here in a year or so and see what we find. Still in Santan Village, and while I'm thinking about it, the name of the off-ramp off of the 202 freeway is Williams Field Road, which is close to the little airport that's down here. Basically, though, this is a healthy center right now. Of course, it's about 3 to 4 years old. Let's hope that we come back in a year or two in like 2012, 2013 and still find it this nice. We'll see.